This content is recreated to fit YouTube's policies, fair use, and licensed content. Welcome back to another episode of Whip Media TV. I'm your host, Whip Media Mickey, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Subscribe right now. Join the Vibe Tribe. And if you feel generous and want to leave me a tip for my extra hard work and my editing skills, I'll leave the Cash App link down below. Okay, on today's episode, I cover Boyz in the Hood. In 1984, 10-year-old Trey Styles lives with his single mother, Reva, in Inglewood, California. After Trey gets into a fight at school, his teacher calls Reva and says that although Trey is intelligent, he is immature and lacks respect. Frightened about Trey's future, Reva sends him to live in the Crenshaw neighborhood of South Central with his father, Furious Styles, from whom she hopes Trey will learn life lessons. Now, Furious is strict and assigns Trey chores, but he's also a caring and attentive father. In Crenshaw, Trey reunites with his childhood friends Darren, Doughboy Baker, Doughboy's half-brother Ricky, and their friend Chris. That night, Trey hears Furious shooting a burglar. Furious calls the LAPD and two officers arrive an hour later. The white officer is civil, while the black one treats Furious with contempt. The next day, Trey and Furious return from a fishing trip to see Doughboy and Chris being arrested for stealing. 7 years go by. A welcome home party is held for Doughboy, now a Crips member following his release from prison. At the party are Chris, now in a wheelchair from a gunshot wound, and new friends and fellow Crip members Dookie and Monster. Ricky, now a star running back at Crenshaw High School, lives with his mother Brenda, girlfriend Shanice, and their toddler son. Meanwhile, Trey has grown into a responsible teenager who hopes to attend college with his girlfriend, Brandy. The relationship is troubled over Trey's desire to have sex, while Brandy wants to wait until marriage. Later during a street racing gathering, Ricky is provoked by Furious, a Bloods leader. In Ricky's defense, Doughboy brandishes his gun, leading to an argument between the gangs. After they leave, Trey and Ricky are pulled over by an LAPD patrol. The lead officer, Coffee, is the black officer who had responded to the burglary years earlier. Now Coffee holds his gun at Trey's throat, threatening him. Distraught, Trey goes to Brandy's house where he has a breakdown. After she confronts him, they have sex. Now the next afternoon, Ricky has a fight with Doughboy, with Brenda taking Ricky's side and berating Doughboy. Afterward, Brenda asks Ricky to run an errand, and Trey accompanies him to a nearby drugstore. Now after they depart, a letter is delivered with Ricky's SAT results. After leaving the store, Ricky and Trey sees Ferris and the Bloods driving around and cut through the back alleys to avoid them from splitting up. Now as they're walking in separate directions, the Bloods drive close to Ricky and one of them fatally guns him down. Doughboy, who realized Trey and Ricky were in trouble when he saw the car circling the block, is distraught over Ricky's death. Doughboy helps Trey carry Ricky's bloody corpse home. Brenda and Shanice break into tears, with the women blaming Doughboy for causing the shooting. Later, Brenda sobs over Ricky's test results. Ricky scored a 710, enough to qualify for the USC scholarship. Angered, the remaining boys vow vengeance on the Bloods. Furious finds Trey preparing to take his gun, but convinces him to abandon his plans for revenge. However, Brandy and Furious catch Trey sneaking out to join Doughboy. Later, as the gang drive around the city, Trey asks to be let out of the car and returns home. Doughboy finds the Bloods at a fast food restaurant. Monster guns the Bloods down as they flee. Doughboy gets out of his car and shoots Ferris and another wounded gang member dead, avenging Ricky's death. Later that evening, after coming home, Furious waits for Trey. The two stare at each other with no words exchanged and walk into their bedrooms for the night. Now the next morning, Doughboy visits Trey, understanding Trey's reasons for abandoning the gang. Doughboy knows he will face retaliation for killing Ferris and accepts the consequences of his crime-ridden life. He questions why American media don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood. He says that he has no brothers after Ricky's death, but Trey embraces him, saying he's still got one brother left. The epilogue text reveals that Ricky was buried the next day. Doughboy was murdered 2 weeks later, and Trey later goes to college with Brandy in Atlanta. Boyz in the Hood. So okay, here it is. Life lessons from the movie Boyz in the Hood. Number 1. The importance of education. The film emphasizes the significance of education in shaping one's future. Trey, the main character, is encouraged by his father to prioritize his education as a means of escaping the cycle of violence and poverty in their community. See, this highlights the value of knowledge and personal development in creating opportunities for oneself. Number 2. The impact of parental guidance. The role of parents and guardians in the lives of young individuals is crucial. Trey's father, Furious, serves as a mentor and provides guidance and discipline, helping him navigate the challenges of his environment. See, the film underscores the importance of strong parental figures who can instill values and support their children's growth. Number 3. The consequences of street violence. Boyz in the Hood vividly portrays the devastating consequences of the street violence and the cycle of revenge. It underscores the need for peaceful conflict resolution and the futility of resorting to violence as a means of solving problems. Number 4. Breaking stereotypes. The movie challenges stereotypes by portraying its characters as multifaceted individuals with their own dreams, aspirations, and struggles. It encourages viewers to look beyond preconceived notions and recognize the diversity and complexity within communities. And lesson number 5. The significance of community support. See, the film highlights the importance of community support in overcoming adversity. Despite the challenges faced by the characters, they find strength and they resilience through their bonds with friends and neighbors. It emphasizes need for solidarity, empathy, and mutual support within communities. Until next time, Mickey made it.